एक्सेलेंसी, मैं जानता हूं कि आज का युग युद्ध का है नहीं, और हमने फोन पर भी कई बार आपसे इस विषय में बात की है कि डेमोक्रेसी और डिप्लोमेसी और डायलॉग, ये सारी बातें ऐसी हैं कि जो दुनिया को एक स्पर्श करती है। आने वाले दिनों में शांति के रास्ते पर हम कैसे बढ़ सके, उसके विषय में जरूर आज हमें चर्चा करने का मौका मिलेगा। आपका व्यू पॉइंट समझने का मुझे भी एक अवसर मिलेगा।
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank Microsoft for hosting us today. I'm appreciative of your warm welcome and the opportunity to meet with private sector executives and engineers this morning. Your work is helping strengthen our country's ties and contributing to our economic growth. This is my first visit to India as Treasury Secretary, and I'm delighted to be here as India celebrates its 75th year of independence and prepares to assume the G20 presidency. As President Biden said earlier this year, India is one of America's indispensable partners. And the dynamism that I felt at Microsoft today and in Delhi more broadly is a testament to the talent of the Indian people and the vibrancy of its culture. It's no surprise that India is among the fastest growing major economies in the world. I'm also here at a pivotal moment for the global economy. We're dealing with a confluence of headwinds, the lingering effects of the pandemic, spillovers from Putin's barbaric war in Ukraine, and macroeconomic tightening as many countries grapple with inflation. Emerging markets and developing countries are particularly under pressure. Tens of millions more people face extreme poverty and hunger since Russia's war in Ukraine began. Prime Minister Modi was correct when he said that this is not an era of war. I believe that ending Russia's war is a moral imperative, and it's also the single best thing we can do to help the global economy. This is a view that's broadly shared among policymakers of the world's major economies. But difficult times test us. But I believe the challenges we face are bringing the United States and India closer together than ever before. I'll begin my remarks today by discussing the strong relationship between our two countries. I'll focus particularly on efforts to deepen our shared economic interests, including through trade. Our collective work is critical to showing the world that democracies can deliver for our people. Then I'll turn to our leadership on global priorities. The trajectory of the global economy will be shaped by the work that India and the United States undertake together. The same is true for the prosperity and security of the Indo-Pacific. As a lead developing country and the world's largest economy, we have great opportunity and great responsibility to make progress on the world's most intractable problems. In fact, I think that our continued partnership is an example of how advanced and developing countries can bridge policy differences and move forward on major policy objectives. I'd like to start by reflecting on the strength of our relationship. The U.S.-India relationship continues to grow through its 75th year. Our ties are stronger than ever before. The United States is home to the largest Indian diaspora outside of Asia. It serves as India's largest export market. Bilateral trade between our two countries reached an all-time high last year, and we expect it to grow further in the years to come. The dynamism of our relationship can especially be seen in the technology sector. Our people and our companies depend on each other on a daily basis. Indians frequently use WhatsApp to communicate. Many American companies rely on Infosys to operate. Leaders of Indian descent populate the highest ranks of Google, Microsoft, and other valuable American companies. They're also responsible for starting a third of all immigrant-founded startups in the United States. Domestically, both of our countries are pursuing long-term investments in our economic strength. Since the Biden administration took office last year, we've enacted an agenda that I call modern supply-side economics. This agenda pursues investments in human capital, physical capital, and science and technology in order to boost the economy's productive capacity and reduce inequality. And I know that India shares an interest in certain elements of this agenda as well. Prime Minister Modi has launched a 100 trillion rupee infrastructure development plan, just as President Biden is deploying funding from our historic $1.2 trillion infrastructure law. Both of our countries are also growing our domestic semiconductor and clean energy industries. The United States welcomes India's ambition to become a powerhouse in the areas of green hydrogen and other renewable technologies like solar. More broadly, India and the United States are the world's largest democracies. We're living at a critical time for the cause of freedom around the world. Democracies require our constant attention and nurturing. It's important for all democracies to renew our commitment to civil liberties and human rights, including for all our minorities at home and abroad. We must continue to cultivate the economic vitality that's tied to our democratic traditions. That's an open, inclusive, and competitive economy where new ideas can grow and thrive with the stability and reliability accorded by adherence to the rule of law. In the Indo-Pacific region, our shared objective is to advance prosperity and maintain peace and security. India and the United States remain committed to upholding the rules-based international order. We're working with our allies and our partners to tackle global challenges through the Quad and the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. The United States leadership in establishing IPEF demonstrates our commitment to the region.
देश विदेश से जुड़ी लेटेस्ट खबरों को देखना चाहते हैं तो आज ही तुरंत सब्सक्राइब करें एक्सेस भारत न्यूज चैनल को। बगल में मोबाइल के स्क्रीन पर दिए हुए रेड कलर के सब्सक्राइब बटन को तुरंत ही प्रेस करें और साथ ही बेल आइकन तुरंत दबाएं ताकि वीडियो के लेटेस्ट अपडेट आपको तुरंत मिल सके।